Hardening of plants the easy way is different from the traditional method, where you bring plants out on a nice and sunny day for 2 hours, then bring them back in, repeat it the next day for 4 hours and bring them in again. Adding a couple of hours each day, it takes 7 to 10 days till plants are hardened off enough to be outside all day. That is a lot of work. There has to be a better way. Hardening of plants before planting them out in the garden is part of the starting seeds indoor process. When we start seeds indoors for the outside garden, they are growing in an artificial environment. These indoor grown plants are not used to natural sunlight, wind, and fluctuation in temperature. To help them to adjust, they need to be hardened off. The further away from a natural environment our seed starting process is, the more important is the process. Meaning if you grow seedlings under grow lights, they will be more sensitive to natural light. If you grow them at a sunny window, they are to some degree already used to sunshine, but still need to get used to the wind and weather. Personally, I do not like the term hardening off, nor I actually do it. It's too hard on plants and also on the gardener. But since it's the common term, I use it here to describe the gentle process of bringing out plants. Plants want to be outside, feel the sun and the wind. It is not hard for them. It's a natural environment. What can be hard on plants and often even kill a seedling is when the plant has to get used to everything at once. Bright sunlight, wind, and extreme temperature. Eventually, a plant will have to face all that, but it does not have to happen all at once. Ironically, the hardening off in stages is quicker than the traditional way, simply because it's much gentler. Let's see step by step how to do that. Start seeds indoors and let them become healthy, strong seedlings first, without starting with hardening them off too early. A schedule when to start seeds and when to plant them out can be very helpful, so you don't start too early or too late. Once the seedling is ready and the weather conditions are right, it can be transferred to the outside, aka hardened off. If you follow our indoor seed starting schedule, you will notice that most plants have different planting out dates. It all depends on the weather, of course, but this way we do not have to harden off all the seedlings in one go. It's always only just one plant category. Growing in cold climate, we are always dependent on the weather. There is no need to start hardening off plants if the weather does not cooperate and you can't plant the seedling into the ground in the next week or two. Keep the seedling indoors till the weather improves. Once the seedling is ready and the weather cooperates, you can start hardening off plants the easy way. To make your job easier, prepare a location for your plants to be hardened off. An open, sunny, and often windy deck is the worst place. It really will be hard on the seedling. In our case, we have a raised window-protected garden. We use it for seedlings in spring and growing heat-loving plants in the summer. We started though with just a few recycled window frames being held together by cinder blocks as a temporary little greenhouse. It worked so well that it turned into a permanent raised bed. But for just the task to harden off plants, the temporary structure works perfectly. If you don't have recycled window, plastic will do just as well. The idea is to give the plants some wind protection and the ability to provide shade. Railings on a deck or balcony can be converted. Any sheltered location can work. We do not recommend the mini greenhouses. They overheat during the day and give you a false sense of security at night. You want the walls to be enclosed for wind protection but open top for ventilation. Here is a version that would work if you keep the top open. We will talk about the cover later. Note that plastic little greenhouses do not protect plants from frost. If you have a frost-sensitive plant, keep it indoors till the danger of frost is over. If possible, choose an overcast day to start the hardening off process. Yes, that's right. Not a nice sunny day, but a calm, cloudy day is perfect for bringing out seedlings. In our sunny climate, that is not always possible. We can have sunshine for weeks. In this case, I put the plants in shade first or cover them with plant protection blanket. The overcast day will still be much brighter than a grow light can be, but the leaves will not burn. Also, since the location is sheltered, the plants do not have to get used to light and wind at once. The plants can be outside for good. If the plants were under grow lights or pool light conditions, I'd certainly make sure that they are under a shade blanket so that they do not get any direct sunshine in the first 2 days. But I do not bring them in and out. After 3 days outside, the seedlings are ready to be exposed to sunshine and some wind by removing the protection blanket. After 3 days outside, the seedlings are ready to be exposed to sunshine and some wind by removing the protective blanket. On a calm day, you can also transfer the plants to the location they will be planted. Leave them there for another day or two. This way the plant will be used to their environment before going through a transplanting shock. Watch the seedling, and if it looks ready to be planted, plant. If it needs a bit more nursery time, it can have it. You might have already noticed that we do not harden off the plants. We just gently change the environment to a natural one that is good for them. This gentle process for the seedling and us, the gardener, continues when we transplant the seedlings into the ground. I like to give the plants some protection after they are transplanted. It might sound like more work, but it again is less. Remember, we did not have to move plants in and out, and if we pamper them a little more, chances are that we will not have to deal with weak and sick plants after either. My first go-to tool is again the protection blanket. We have several of those and use them all the time in our garden. Wrapping an individual plant or covering a row is easy and quickly done. Mulch is another very easy and effective way to protect young seedlings. Bedded in the mulch, the wind cannot be so hard on them. Be creative. A cut open milk jug, or open from both ends tin can, or a glass jar can all be used. Especially in extreme weather, those simple methods make a huge difference. Hardening off plants the easy way is gentle on plants and on the gardener. As a result, you get healthier and stronger plants and a better garden. Thank you so much for watching.